Hey guys, welcome back to Bloodborne Exsanguination. On today's episode, we are finally going to be entering a nightmare. Should be fun. But before we get into all that, I am actually playing on the 1.04 patch, which has made a lot of interesting changes. A fair amount of changes to Chalice dungeons, which I'm in favor of. They're sort of upping the rewards. So I figured why not just like go over it, the patch notes, because it's actually some pretty big changes. They changed password matchmaking, which if you didn't know is password matching. Like if you and a friend put the same password in, you only be matched with each other, no one else. Obviously it doesn't affect invasions. But now you can do that regardless of level difference, and even if you have hostile oaths, like if you have the Vile Bloods and your friend is the Executioners, you can still play together. So just making it easier to play with your friends, which is fine. Conditions for the appearance of the Insight store has changed. It will now appear when you have just one Insight, and will never go away even if you dip below 10, even if you have 0. They also added blood chunks to the Insight store. Oops. And they cost 30 Insight a piece. I think that's a little excessive. I don't know, that kind of feels like, alright, you want blood chunks, here's blood chunks, and it'll cost you 30 Insight. So on like a full stack of 99 Insight, you can only get 3 bloodstone chunks. I don't know, seems kind of ridiculous. They also, if you see on the side here, number stored, most items now can be stored up to 600 in your chest. Also kind of crazy. Doesn't really affect the need to sometimes have to farm blood and bullets and stuff like that. But at least you can just pick up as many as you want now, pretty much, and you'll never have to see that annoying message that you can't pick up anymore. They made adjustments to the strength of some areas in New Game Plus of some enemies. Who knows what that means. Adjusted the resistance and vulnerability of some enemies to bolt and arcane. I have no idea if that's a buff or a nerf to arcane and bolt damage. The changes made to how beasthood accumulates. This increases duration and improves attack of beast mode. Adjusted the effect of beast blood pellet. So it sounds like they're just buffing beast mode. So maybe you'll be more rewarded for taking that on and taking the, while your attack increases, it also lowers your defenses, so maybe the rewards for taking that risk are better now. Fix the bug with the attack of the rifle spear in particular. It was fixed with the use of blood gems. Yeah, if you didn't know, the rifle spear was completely broken if you slotted it with sort of just like flat arcane attack gems. It would add that damage to each pellet of the rifle gun's sort of spread. So it was doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Reduce the stamina use of Kirkhammer, reduce the stamina use of Bulgarius' Wheel, so they're buffs to those sort of heavy strength weapons. Increase the duration of Old Hunter's Bone, and reduce the use of Quicksilver bullets, so it now only costs 4, down from 5. So I think we'll definitely be trying that out, because it was just a little bit too expensive and didn't last long enough for it to be of too much use before, unless you were that dirty fucking cheating bloody crow of Canehurst. They just had unlimited Quicksilver bullets. Increase the effect of the Tiny Tinitrus, increase its attack force. An attack force with low arcane will be higher. Same thing with the Augur of Abritas, attack force with low arcane will be higher. Increase the duration of the effect. So some buffs to the sort of the arcane Hunter's Trinkets, Hunter's Tools. Reduce the Quicksilver bullet cost for Call of Beyond from 8 to 7. Reduce the Quicksilver bullet cost of Choir Bell from 8 to 7. We haven't seen the Choir Bell yet, but we will soonish. Added the short ritual root chalice to the Insight store after completing the Thermera Chalice dungeon. It costs 10 Insight, which is nice because it'll basically allow you to... Oh, right. Basically allow you to use the... Where is it? Do I not have it? I don't even have it. Yeah, it'll basically allow you to co-op in Chalice dungeons a lot sooner. Where is it? I guess I don't have it. thought I had it. The heck? Anyway, I'm confused. Yeah, it's possible to take advantage of the short ritual root chalice from an earlier stage of the game. Obviously, added a random reward when killing a chalice dungeon boss. They will now drop a random blood gem in addition to weapon enhancement materials. So it just makes it a little easier to farm blood gems. And also, different depths of chalice dungeons will now drop different bloodstones. In depth 1, you get blood shards. In depth 2, you get twin blood shards. In depth 3, you get twin blood shards and bloodstone chunks, but bloodstone chunks are rare. In depth 4, you get bloodstone chunks. In depth 5, you get bloodstone chunks and blood rocks, but blood rocks aren't rare. Increase the level of blood gems available in depth 1 to 3 dungeons. Increase the amount of blood echoes in chalice dungeons. Co-op partners joining a cursed dungeon will only see their HP reduced by 50%, not 65%. When starting a co-op in a chalice dungeon, you now spawn in the lantern room. Weapon with the names like Uncanny and Forgotten, I think, or Lost, and so forth can be purchased from Bath Messengers once found, so you can have as many as you want. You don't have to keep farming a chalice dungeon. Adjusted the brightness of the screen when finding a pool of blood echoes on the ground, so I think it made it easier to see your blood echoes if they're lying on the ground after you've died. Corrected the bug that disconnected you from online mode, blah blah blah. Corrected a bug that caused enemies not to be displayed in co-op. Further tweaks and bug fixes, the catch-all term. So yeah, some good changes. Definitely looks like they're addressing the complaint that chalice dungeons don't feel that rewarding and are like way too much of a grind to get what you actually want. And they're also fixing some bugs. They're buffing arcane, which needed it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and I hope they continue in this direction. And yeah, without further ado, let's get down to it. Let's where are we? Is this? We need to go to Advent Plaza to continue on with the game. Alright, now we are back here. This is where we fought the One Reborn. That sort of thing that came from a shadow of the moon. People have postulated that it's sort of Yahar'gul's attempt at creating their own Great One. Which might be possible. And it seems like they were sort of doing it through the sacrifice and combination of like sort of people and all that. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. I mean, we see all over Yahar'gul these people like trying to get the hell out and caught up in stone, sort of encased like the tragedy of Pompeii. And in here, see many chairs full of grown men, probably women and children, all with these cages on their head, all sat in sort of a lecture hall sort of setup. And in the center of all this, we have this person who, if you notice, is wearing sort of the student uniform of Bergenworth. I don't actually think we have that on a stamp. He is sitting down here. Everyone's sort of facing him. And if we go up, we can inspect this mummy. And now we're in the lecture building. Again. Ah, but we haven't lit this lamp. We're obviously in another part of the lecture building. Ah, our dear friends. Let's see, and these things are weak to fire. So why the hell not use some fire paper, huh? Let's have some fun. We also have our +6 flame sprayer that we can use here. And these guys over here have begun spitting stuff at us, so don't stick around. Got a church giant over there, we'll deal with later. Oh. Good timing, buddy. Got another chunk for our trouble. Not bad. Man, look how he moves. Creepy. Hey, buddy. Later. And this is a church hunter. So yeah, we're back at the lecture hall, Bergenworth. Sort of makes sense. All those mummies were sort of set up like they were in their own lecture hall. We won't mess with that giant just yet. Let's go back and explore the top floor of this place, since we've already seen the bottom floor when we went to the Nightmare Frontier. But we have not been up here yet. That's the room we came from. So let's go across the hall. So this guy is scripted to not drop on you when you first come in the room, but after you leave. Because you remember on the first floor we saw one of these guys guarding this sort of item in the room. And now we're like, oh, there's no one here this time. So we come over here and hey. They're tricksy ones, them from Softers. From Softians. I don't know. Is there anything? Yeah, there's a door over here. Forget. Ah, this is where all the students are snapping. Pay attention, kids. This guy dropped down behind us. Oh, missed him. Yeah, but these guys aren't too much of a threat. They're sort of just slow, lanky. Ow. I say that as I get clocked in the face by one of them. And here, there's a note up on this balcony. Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. So Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. So they're saying just sort of letting nature run its course, just letting evolution slowly continue on from when we came out of the muck and created civilization and all that. No. That is too slow. We need to take hold of our own evolution and be courageous in our pursuit of it. And we can, I mean, we've been going through the whole game seeing the sort of fallout from this method of thinking. You know, with the healing church and their use of blood, sort of have the beastly scourge. And then with Bergenworth and their pursuit of insight and eyes lining the inside of your head, we see this sort of foul creatures and insanity that results. Here we have another note. Hunt the great ones. Hunt the great ones. It's also interesting that we don't know whose notes these are. They're just sort of, each one can be attributed to like a different person, or if they're all left by one person. It's hard to tell. But that note in particular is very interesting. It's telling us to hunt the great ones. To hunt and probably kill, or just hunt to seek. Seek the great ones. But it's just interesting that it uses the word hunt. I mean, we're hunters, it's sort of a whole thing in the game. In here, don't think there's any other secrets. There's friends lying in wait for us. The nameless moon presence beckoned by Lawrence and his associates. Pale blood. So just read that again. The nameless moon presence beckoned by Lawrence and his associates. Pale blood. So Lawrence and his associates beckoned the moon presence, and thereby discovered pale blood, created pale blood. it's not really clear, but we know that pale blood is connected to the moon presence. And from the very beginning of the game, we've been searching for pale blood. We found that first note, that hastily scrawled note that said, "Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt." It's sort of a theme of the game. 3/3 chords. Interesting. So these two notes are kind of, I mean, if you put them together, there's sort of a hint of how to sort of reach the sort of final ending, the true ending, as it were. I don't know if any, I don't really subscribe to the fact that any ending is true. It's all up to your preference and what you discover during the game. But 3/3 chords. 3/3 chords. See how they run. So we have 2/3 of an umbilical cord. Looks like we need one more. And we got badass flaming fist church giant. So let's see, what are we gonna do? I know, phantasm shell. Little old hunter's bone. And we're just gonna ninja our way around this guy. I'll get stuck there. Oh wow, he can destroy this, it's cool. Doesn't seem like they buffed the hunter's bone that much. It's already run out. But he's not so bad. He attacks pretty slow, and if you've got enough health and defense, there's not really much he can do to you. And then over here, I mean, as we can see, we use them pretty much at the same time, and our empty phantasm shell is lasted, you know, a lot longer than the hunter's bone. But still, I think the hunter's bone shines more in PvP, where it can really give you an edge over another combatant. It's one of the main reasons why I like to dip into arcane. Besides the fact that I'm, you know, just the kind of characters I like to build. There's sort of these spell swords that sort of use magic and buffs to enhance themselves and, you know, just go to town. Alright. Here we have a chest. Communion rune. I think this is... Yeah, we already had the highest tier, +4. But, yep. You know, just another reference to communion, to contacting the gods. Of course, we'd find it here. In one of the lecture halls of Bergenworth, lost in the nightmare. It seems like this is kind of a nexus in the nightmare, you know? It's got like 2 floors. The door at that end of the hall took us to the Nightmare Frontier, and I can probably rightly suspect that that door will take us somewhere completely different. It's sort of a central point. And here, looks like we've finally gotten the drop on old Patches. And yep, just seeing his dirty spider butt.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be.
Oh, I can.
Didn't Lord Amygdala? Oh, how did this come to pass?
Beg for life. Oh, Patches, you never change. Don't ever change.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me?
Of course I think ill of you.
Oh, it pains me to hear it. You've made yourself a misreckoning. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now, you're witness to a miracle. and all the stronger for it. It's plain as a pikestaff. Now, say in my heart, you were as a lamb to my God. Well, you weren't to know, and it wasn't for you to know. All's well that ends well, I say.
What are we laughing at?
No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot. Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter? Ah, well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring on the good grace of a certain God and the way he meted out his love.
What?
Ah, well...
Alright, so Patches, of course, is a scumbag. He'll always be a scumbag, but god damn if you can't help but love him. Even with his weird spider body. But he says some interesting things. When you first sort of tap him on the shoulder, as it were, from behind, he just freaks out, climbs up on the table, and he's like, oh, Amygdala, how could this be? How could this be? So he's very surprised that you were able to overcome Amygdala. Although I think he says this even if you don't. I mean, I guess even if you don't fight Amygdala, I think he just assumes. And he says, like, we were like a lamb to the god. How could we have known? Like, it's basically we were like a lamb to be sacrificed to the gods by Patches here, because he's an asshole, and he also kicked us off a cliff into a giant poison river. Yeah, he's a major asshole. But so he was basically feeding us to Amygdala, to whatever he seems to worship Amygdala. He says, you know, what is a chance encounter? And like I was thinking of a god and how it meted out its love. So like he's sort of saying like, oh, Amygdala brought us together. This is all part of his plan. I'm just glad we killed Amygdala, because Amygdala was an asshole. I'm not even sure Amygdala was a great one. And Patches, that's what you get. But, you know, Patches is alright. He gave us a pretty sweet rune. Plus 15% max stamina. That is an awesome rune. I think it's the highest level of the anti-clockwise metamorphosis. No, yeah, this is just blood from the giant fight. Yeah. I was like, oh, I've never noticed this blood here before. Is this significant? No, it's just the giant. Alright, so that's the second level. Oh, right. I may as well do this. I don't think we'll need to do it anymore. It's like not necessary for us in the way we did things. Also, it kind of looks like maybe Patches was using this as a study. But you can't open the door he was hiding behind and gain access to the first floor. So you never really even need to talk to Patches and do his whole side quest. Although it would allow you to do this area at a more appropriate level. Obviously you can't get to the second floor from the first, but you can get to the first from the second, so you can just do stuff at in whatever order you wish. Although this room has a rocking chair, so actually this is probably one of Master Willem's rooms, or it was Master Willem's room, since we know he is fond of rocking chairs. Was fond. Alright, let's go see what this darkness holds. Now we are in the Nightmare of Mensis, and we see these ghastly faces sort of fused into these rocks and together. Kind of reminds you of the Thing Reborn, or the One Reborn. And there's obviously no way to go back, so ever onward, dear friends. And up there, if you can make him out, is another Lauren Silver Beast. And you can hear the sort of cries of a newborn babe. And if you remember in Yahar'gul, we saw a note that said to find the nightmare newborn and silence its harrowing cry. Because, as you remember, as I fight this asshole, every great one loses its newborn. Beautiful. Every great one loses its child and yearns for a surrogate. So they are using this newborn baby's cries. Oh, hello, wandering nightmare. Got me some chunks. They are using this newborn's cries to, or as bait to lure a great one. And you can see the Eye of Sauron up there has been termed by the community. You don't want to stand in its gaze, because that will happen. So stick to hiding behind these rock formations. But we get our lamp here. So yeah, that light, or that gaze, as we will discover, causes a great deal of frenzy. So we're just gonna make our way over here. Hopefully that silver beast is coming over. And these guys are not immune to the frenzy. Also, if you have a method of dealing fire damage to these guys, it is very beneficial. And actually, I'll show you what happens if you don't kill them with fire damage. On this next guy up here. But we'll get some blood vials. And the other guy lead. So yeah, I'll take off the buff there. See if we can get him to stay out there. Damn. Alright, so I killed him without any fire damage and blah, pukes up some worms. And I just want to make sure I'm not going to get frenzied. Doesn't look like it. Ow. These guys do way too much damage for being a tiny little worm. These guys might just be... I mean, besides the fact that they're kind of just here to gross you out, they are also kind of a reference to Dark Souls. Servants of the Fair Lady used to have sort of egg sacs on their back that were full of worms. That looks pretty closely to those. So, now you can go this way, but there's not much over there for us right now. So, and we can get to that area from another direction that will not involve us walking past, you know, the frenzy spotlight. So we're gonna go across this bridge. Just making sure to hide as much as possible. Let's see if we can get this guy over here. And obviously kill him with some fire paper. Ow. Because not only is fire very effective against them because they're beast type enemies, but it keeps those worms from spawning, so it can be very good. And oh, here you can see some more of those giant children. I do have some blue elixirs, so give those a shot here. Because where there's one giant, there's many more. So we're gonna drink some blue elixirs so we're nice and hidden from the rest of them. And hopefully get to this guy before my fire paper runs out, maybe. And no, yeah, just get smacked into the ground. Actually had trouble seeing like where I was because of the blue elixir. Alright, but he's not too bad. And there's a few more here. Oh, our elixir ran out. Ah, I wanted to backstab, didn't hold it down long enough though. Out of range. There we go. Son of a bitch. Look at they're so slow and they aren't that hard to stun. Oh, when he does that attack, I guess you can get behind him and backstab him. Though I so rarely ever see that. It's twin blood. There's an item. I'll just get over here before I forget. Another chunk. Terrific. Should be up to 11 now? Or 13. Nice. Alright, let's deal with this guy. Not get smacked in the face by that rock. Couldn't stun him again. There we go. But they're pretty slow, so just get behind him and backstab him. Because he was guarding another chunk of them chunks. But you see how many chunks we've gotten just in a short while, just continuing the main story, as opposed to, you know, how many chalice dungeons we needed to get through just to get to depth 3, and even in depth 3 we're not getting chunks. Although with the changes now, they should hopefully be a not so rare occurrence. And in here we see a bunch of eyeballs all over the walls. Seem to be suspended with spider webs. And oh, maybe we'll see the source of, oh god, the spider webs. Yeah. These fuckers. That big one can't fit through this door. So what a lot of people like to do is just aggro them, come back through this door, and then just sort of cheese them through the doorway. That is a good way of doing it, and I think I will, but first I want to get his little darlings first, so I'm gonna get my pebbles. Hunter's best tool. And we're gonna come up here, and we're gonna deal with these guys. If you walk into the center of the room, they will all drop down and just aggro you, so I don't recommend that. Definitely recommend fighting the spiders one at a time. Get their quicksilver bullets. Because as long as you stay out of the range and just hit them, damn, can't one-shot them. And just sort of, I think if you come out here too, they won't aggro. But just hit them. Oh, the ones up here will. But none of the ones out there. There were 2 hanging over the bridge, so if you come out on the bridge, they will aggro. But we just come here and wait for our friends to arrive. Damn it. Just get as much regen as we can. And nice, they are restocking our silver bullets at least. Yeah, get this guy. You know what? I think we can handle 2 at a time. Two-shot him with our Phantasm Shell. Actually, I think we hit that guy. We got a counter hit on that guy. What are you doing? He's just doing a little dance with us. Okay, so there's just 2 little guys and Big Mama over there. Can we hit this guy from here? Oh, nice throw. Now, this last one's a little tricky. So you have to walk around enough so you don't hit the big mama with your rock. Here it comes. And alright, that's all the little guys down. And I guess I should mention, if you're playing online, you'll hear the ringing of the sinister bell, of a bell-ringing maiden. She is out here, so if you want to avoid getting invaded, sort of come run up those stairs and come out here and kill her as soon as possible. It's guarding some kin cold blood. Now this guy. See if I can get some damage on her. Damn. Maybe this. Oh well. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I think our rifle spear should come in quite handy here. Now, she can still hit you, so don't think yourself invincible. Damn. But she cannot fit through the door. Oh boy. Ow. And she does hit hard. So you can take her out with ranged weapons. I wonder if she's immune to poison. Let's find out. Nope. How many was that? 5? Takes 5 poison knives to poison her. Ow. Mistimed that. The difference in elevation, though, will make you pretty safe from many of her attacks. And the poison finished her off. So yeah, that enemy can be a pain in the ass. But we got her. Alright, if we come over here, we can get the item up here. Some Madman's Knowledge. So that's how I handle that room. You can just run right through. The spiders will not chase you too far. You get some Shaman Bone Blades. Come out here. And you can see at the other end of the bridge, sort of this romantic duel location, is another hunter. And this guy is not happy to see us. He's wielding Ludwig's blade. Oh, I wonder if his auger was buffed. Oh. Oh, wow. I missed my final. Oh, fuck you, buddy. I got cocky, kid. Alright, well, I guess this is an opportunity to show you the run through this area. Probably should have equipped some sedatives. But I think we'll be alright. Wow. It's good tracking on that move. Heal up. Through these rock throwing assholes. I think that big spider does respawn, so that's fun. Yep. Hey, big mama. So, I'm just gonna come through here. Over here. Just go on through there. If you don't like spiders, definitely recommend this method over my last one. Alright. They shouldn't follow us on the bridge. Okay, maybe they are. Alright, let's grab this. Jesus, man. Calling them. This guy won't hurt you. Get out of here. Alright, kill the spider. And he's just gonna fucking spam his Rosmarinus. Okay. Okay, that was a bad idea, I guess. Bad idea. Oh my god, go away, please. Alright, we're gonna go down. Down, down, down. Oh boy. Alright, fuck you, buddy. Alright, ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. We're gonna go down that shortcut, pop this, and we're gonna go to the Hunter's Dream and spend these echoes. Alright. Could probably use more blood and bullets, really. What's 1 or 2 levels gonna get us? $50 vials, 8. There we go. And I guess I should spend this insight. It's not doing me any favors in Frenzy Land. What should I spend them on? Could use some more blue elixirs. Got 5 of those. Fill up on those and those. I'm still in the habit of sticking around 10, but I guess I don't need to do that anymore. Anyway. And here we go to the Nightmare Headstone to get back into first the Nightmare of Mensis, and then we have Mergo's Loft. Lecture Building, 1st and 2nd floor. Nightmare Frontier, Amygdala's Chamber, where we were before. Nightmare of Mensis, which is the lantern out in front of the Eye of Sauron. And then Mergo's Loft Base is the one we just unlocked. Okay, so now that this is the sort of side path, and here we can see a device that is not currently operable, but it will be soon enough. We see that sort of side path I told you about from the lantern, the other lantern, and now we can actually explore that. See if I can get behind him. Nope. Oh, we actually aggroed his friend, huh? But even 2-on-1, these guys don't stand much of a chance. And we can just get behind the last one here, take him out. So you can see from about here, we can't be seen by the eye. Call it the Eye of Mensis. So, if we just come back through here. Oh, no, 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 no. I did not expect him to have that reach. Alright, but we should be okay. And we get another eye rune. This is a lesser version we got from killing Willem, but still. I like to get everything. As long as we don't go up above. Mark. I hate this thing. Just to be safe. Yeah, and you can see there's one of the silver beasts that we fought through. There's the bridge we crossed. And yeah, it's just another way through. So we heal up. And make the run all the way back. These goddamn blood spears. Alright, I think we should be okay. We shouldn't. And I love how it damages you too. It's like, thanks, FromSoft. Alright, yep. Frenzy's going back down. And now... I guess it is best to kill all the spiders. I didn't realize... Maybe they changed that. Their sort of leashing range. But in here... Look at this item first. Frenzied Cold Blood. These little guys... You can target them, so they are sort of an enemy, but... They're passive. They won't mess with you unless you mess with them. At least right now. I don't know what the hell that sound was, but... I think these guys are called Mergo's assistants. But they sort of have these squat forms. Their faces encased in these sort of iron masks. And they're wearing this heavy breastplate and chainmail. So they appear pretty antiquated. So now we can fight this asshole. What if we can sneak up on him? Nice. So I guess if you're having trouble with this guy, just run past him, unlock the shortcut, and then backstab his ass. That Rosmarinus does a lot of damage. Oh, it's because I'm wearing mostly... Jesus. Maybe I should have prepared for this fight a little better. Jesus. I did not think my arcane defense was that bad. Oh wow, 160. It is that bad. Holy shit. Did they change? No, I guess Crowfeather never had too good of arcane defense either. Sheesh. That Rosmarinus hurts, man. I guess this setup is not very good against arcane enemies. But the rest of its defenses are really good, so I think it's pretty well-rounded, except for against arcane. I should definitely heal. And funnily enough, the boss of this area is sort of arcane focused. It's also a very silly boss, I feel. Let us not go to the Nightmare of Mensis. 'Tis a silly place. Alright, so these guys are just trotting around. Whoop-de-doo. They all can have a nice day. And I guess I'll show you what happens if you kill them. So if you start poking them, they get all pushy. Eh. Yeah, they don't like it. But the rest of them don't seem to care if you pick off one or two of the others. Excuse me, boys. There's an item up here. Some blue elixirs. So we see sort of library-like structure. Kind of reminds me of Canehurst a bit. Or the Hunter's Dream with all these stacks of books. And here we see these sort of broken mirrors. Or at least this one is broken. But there are these mirrors. And these sort of remind me of Yarhargul. At the bottom of the prison, the Hypogean jail. We saw some of these things sort of like covered up with old cloths and stuff. So it's interesting. I mean, it's probably pretty clear that there should be a connection. Now this old bat. Wow, thought I dodged that. These are also sort of reference to Dark Souls. The female butchers. God, her chain is her worst attack. Let's see if I can get a counter off on her. I did. Yay. Dirty, damp blood gem. Some madman's knowledge down here. I think there's an item behind the stairs. Nope, just more books. More books. But yeah, that lady can do a lot of damage. But as you can see, our setup is a lot more resilient towards physical damage than it is arcane. I can't believe how much damage that arcane was doing to me. And that's like on a Rose Marinus. That was doing like continual damage. That's brutal, man. Yeah, this guy's an asshole. He will try to push you off. Now here, I think this is one of the reasons they give you the blue elixirs. It's for this section. So if we pop this and then head over here and kill this guy. It's another Marigo's assistant, but this time he has a horned helmet and these guys wield crossbows. So they're kind of assholes. Ow. And you can see that they wield crossbows that do what's it called? Fast poison? Oh, just as our potion ran out, just in time. So the reason I use it there is just so I don't aggro all of them at the same time, and especially this sort of butcher. Still don't have the timing down on that goddamn chain whip. Alright, Belmont, let's do it. Fuck that up. But that running attack, just wait till they start to bring it down as they get closer to you. And that seems to be the parry window. Here we can see, that doesn't look so great, but a large abyss below us. Yeah, not too accommodating down there. Another elevator here, which is our way to progress. Some more lead elixirs. Sort of the creations of the nightmare, or sort of can only be harvested in the nightmares. And we take this up. Can look out on the area we were just in, down into the pit below. So like the other, like the Nightmare Frontier, sort of has architecture and stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, everything sort of appears to be floating. Oh yeah, these abominations. Come on down here, sweetie. Yep, it's a crow with a dog's head. If you thought dogs were bad, if you hated crows, you're gonna love when they stick them together. Now I think Molotovs would be quite handy here. Maybe not. Oh, yes. And this is a dog with a crow's head. Or a crow with a dog's body. I don't know. Hey, buddy. Oh, I thought he only had one more hit. Ugh. But yeah, these things are creepy. There's one up here. Yeah. I'm not sure if he falls down behind us or not, but yeah, there's one's up there. He is guarding some treasure. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. Don't push me, bro. Alright. Let's do a little dancing here. Oh, man. Alright, let's run through here. I think the only enemy that can follow us down here is the crow dog. Or the... well, they're all crow dogs. Alright. Let's let him... I'm so nervous about this now. Tempering damp. Oh, wow. That's so awkward, that banister. Excuse me. Oh my god, this is just a clusterfuck. Fuck you. Alright. Man, let's unlock the shortcut before we do anything else. So there's two levers here. Both unoperable. But this elevator should take us down, down, down. All the way back to the lantern at the base of the loft. Not gonna return just yet. Just wanted to unlock that, so in case I died again. Which I seem to be in the habit of this episode. I can just get back easily. Alright. So, we killed those guys. Down here, I think, is a crow-headed dog. A dog-bodied crow. Is there two of them? Yeah, there's supposed to be two, I thought. Yeah. Wow, you took the long way. And then we're guarding some kin cold blood. And another chunk. Terrific. These chunks will be useful for upgrading our secondary weapon. More calls from the child. And here we have a bridge laid out in front of us. And there's also this side path. First time I came through, I was very confused. I was like, why is there a side path and a bridge? But the reasoning for that will become quite clear as we fight our way through these marionettes. And you'll notice we don't get any blood echoes from these guys. It's almost as if they're not alive. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Later.